What is up guys, today we are going to check out this Game Boy Pocket Color here. As you can see, it's seen its better days. This has been rescued from a recycling centre and it's rather dirty and grimy. You can hear some like bits of debris inside of there. It did suffer from battery acid, well it still has battery acid down in the contacts there. But this thing actually still works, as you can see. But we are going to give this a good clean up. This B button here is completely gone. It just needs to be realigned, I think, and cleaned up. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, give it a clean, try to restore it back to its normal self. So we have a couple of screws here that we need to take out, and this takes the tri-point screw head, which I think is Y1. So we're gonna pop the cart out. It's been plastered with like some kids' Pokemon stickers, which is kind of cool. Snorlax there, and then same with Pokemon Blue, which is actually my first Pokemon game that I ever played, was Blue. So that's cool to see that. So let's go ahead and take out these screws. And what I'm going to do to clean everything is just use some soapy water with a brush, like a toothbrush. And then I'm also going to use isopropyl alcohol to clean the contacts of any sort of rust or battery acid. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to take out. Pretty simple. I think we need like a pry tool now, or we can just use a flathead screwdriver. Just try to pop that open. Pops up pretty easy. So the back is off now. I'm just going to shake this into a bin. Try not to lose any of the buttons here. Now we have some screws down here. 1, 2, then a screw. 2 screws down there, which are Phillips head. Okay, so we also need to get rid of this ribbon cable here, which connects to the main board. It's probably the video screen ribbon cable. Open up this little latch here, just slightly lift it up, and then the ribbon cable slides out. Now there is another screw somewhere, that one there, which is badly covered in battery acid, I think. Okay, so this screw right here is completely gone. The actual thread was damaged by the corrosion from battery acid over here. So what I need to do now is kind of use some pliers and pinch it and try to just twist it, because this screw is what's stopping me from actually taking this off. And if this doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to use a drill bit to break the little screw here. If I can, it should come out now. Just need to be extra careful not to break this capacitor here. Slowly pinching it. There we go. So we can just throw that away. Let's see where B was stuck. Actually, can we take that off? That's the actual screen is stuck on. Clean up some of this on here. What I'll do is I'm going to put all these little buttons into a tub of water. So I've got like the back plate and all the buttons inside of this tub. I'll tell you what we do first. We'll clean the contacts up with isopropyl. Let's get rid of some of these screws. I just dropped one. Not a good sign when you drop a screw, because usually you can't find it again. Okay, that screw's lost forever. Right, we're going to use some of this stuff. Isopropyl rubbing alcohol. And some Q-tips. The speaker looks okay. There is a lot of like dirt and stuff. I'm just cleaning the directional pad contacts and also start select and the A and B. And you can see there, look how much dirt there is. And also clean the battery connector here. If your volume wheel doesn't work, it's always good to check some of the contacts here, whether they need cleaning or re-soldering on. And if your speakers are blown, then you can purchase a new one and then solder a new speaker on as well. Doesn't look too bad, as bad as before now. I kind of want to keep that Snorlax sticker on just because it kind of looks cool. I mean, it's looking a lot better than before. Let's give this a scrub. Give the buttons a scrub. Don't need too much working on unless you've got like sticky buttons. There we go. So that's that done. Now we don't really want to stick this in there because of the screen. We don't want to get the screen wet now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maybe give it a spray. So just spray it with some any anti-back spray really. I'll probably get rid of those stickers as well because, well, it just kind of looks ugly at the front right there. You've got a cool little Mewtwo there though, but still, let's just take that off. This sticker's been there for like ages, you can tell. It's just not really coming off. There's left some kind of residue there, which I think I can get rid of with isopropyl. Or nail varnish is also a good one to get rid of like leftover residue there. Okay, so I'm still trying to get off the leftover residue there from the sticker, as you can see. And I'm just using some nail polish remover. This should get rid of most of the residue left over. I mean, it's still there, but a couple more goes and then it'll probably, I mean, it does look better than before. Right, so I ran into a bit of a problem, and the problem is the power switch here. So there's like a little plastic bit that should be sticking out here, and that bit had snapped off somehow. You can see right there where it snapped off. So what I had to do to fix this problem, which I hope is a permanent fix, but this is the actual power switch, and I have I've cut a bit of the plastic Q-tip and I've super glued it on. Luckily there was like a little bit where it snapped off, it was pointing out. So with the Q-tip in place and lined up correctly, it touches the power switch and then turns it off and on. so that I've kind of measured it so it kind of fits in between nice and tightly onto the actual switch itself. So this looks like it's not going to go anywhere, and the Q-tip sticks pretty well to that switch. So if you're like me and you run into the same problem with breaking your switch, or if your switch is already broken, then without having to actually pay for another power switch and desolder and then solder back on, this is an actual little fix, quick little fix for the power switch issues with the plastic bit not turning on. And that shouldn't go anywhere. Let's actually put this back together. Oh yeah, this was the little bit that came off. Look how small it is. That little bit of plastic was the switch, and it's broken, but luckily a Q-tip can solve that. I think where it snapped was when I put the case back on, because I did hear a loud sort of snap. So this is a fragile bit, so make sure not to damage anything when you put the Game Boy back on. Okay, so everything is back together now. Here is the restored Game Boy Color Purple Edition. Oh, I left the Snorlax sticker back there, and I cleaned up the battery pack, which had like 6 other Pokemon stickers. I've kept the Ditto on there, I don't know why, because I haven't really cleaned, well, I did kind of clean the cartridge, but the Ditto is still there. And the power switch, although not the smoothest, it works, so that's also a good thing, because I didn't have to replace the power switch itself. A couple of like scuffs and stuff which you can't really clean up, and a big old dent here which I didn't actually notice before, but it doesn't impair the gameplay of the Game Boy Color. And this Pokemon Blue has someone to save, someone called Luke. So on my next Game Boy project, I have like another one to fix up. This one here, which is completely and utterly just screwed. I mean, look at it. It looks like it's been run over by a car. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to rehouse it, get a new housing, probably could do some new buttons, and get a new LCD screen for it, and yeah, restore this back to original if I can. I should be able to. So watch out for that, guys, for a full repair of the screen and a full rehousing of the Game Boy Color, and I will see you again on another video.